What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Mikey Clark is back. It's got a lot of people excited. They're very hopeful for the 6th Joker's card of the second deck being produced by Mikey Clark. But me, myself, I'm still holding firm on Kuma for the 6th. And I'm here to tell you my reasons why. First and foremost, I'm excited for Mikey Clark to be back. I have no doubts that he'll do great fucking music with the guys if that's the route they decide to go. But one thing I do want to point out that I think maybe people are overlooking a little bit is the fact that there are albums that exist with Mikey Clark production that Juggalos flat out don't like. I'm talking about The Tempest, I'm talking about Eye of the Storm, and I've heard some people say that they really wasn't feeling the House of Wax EP that came out in the first 6 box set. It was supposed to be a sideshow to the Mighty Death Pop. Those were all produced by Mikey Clark, aside from one track on House of Wax being produced by Young Wicked. But obviously now those albums, minus House of Wax, Eye of Storm and The Tempest, was produced by Mikey Clark, but he wasn't in the studio with ICP during those sessions. He just sent the beats off to them, I assume. They got them, they wrote to them, and then they recorded to them. So you could take that into account and say, well, this is why that album isn't as good as this could be, or yada, 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 yada. Insert your excuses or reasonings here. But I do want to bring that up, and I want to point that out, that there are albums and projects that exist with Mikey Clark production that Juggalos flat out don't like. So keep that in mind, that just because Mikey Clark is back doesn't mean ICP is gonna release something that you're going to absolutely love, because there are projects out there that exist that if you don't like them, you could not like this new album. So wanted to present that to you first, but let's talk about Kuma. Obviously, Kuma has been in the mix for years. He's been doing production, he's been doing mixing, he's been doing engineering. He's worked with Psychopathic Records on various projects, not just with ICP. Notably, I think the beats that people might not know that ICP has done recently that has Kuma production off of Wicked Vic. Obviously, everyone loved Mutilator. That was produced by Kuma. If you go on to Yum Yum Bedlam, Here Comes the Carnival is produced by Kuma. Going to Fearless Fred Fury, the song Shimmer was produced by Kuma. Freedom was produced by Kuma. On Flip the Rat, you had Be Safe, which was produced by Kuma. That's just a couple examples, sound-wise, production-wise, beat-wise, that Kuma has done with the Clowns. But again, he's been working with Psychopathic Records for years as an engineer and also providing production for beats. So jumping back to Boondocks, I know a lot of people don't really care for Boondocks, but there is a few songs by Boondocks I think you may have heard. You may be like, yo, I don't like Boondocks, but I like this song. And it's produced by Kuma. And the one big standout one that I'm pretty sure Boondocks performs at every single concert is Untold Unwritten.
I ain't never had no easy life, but I have become, didn't come from thinking twice, put that on everything. Everyone, born to feel the prophecy, the son of the seventh. I was born with a full tongue, born to spit the wicked shit. Childhood circumstances made the motherfucking shit legit. Even as a little kid, I knew that most would hate me.
It's got a great beat. I absolutely fucking love it. It's one of my standout tracks from Boondocks, and it is produced by Kuma. Off of Abaddon, he produced some tracks on there as well. Monster being a big one that I think a lot of people know. Maybe you don't like that song, but have you ever listened to The Sober Truth?
Like hands from a priest, it hit me back.
I knew I was a motherfucking beast. Ain't been too long, I've been sober. Blacked out most my damn life. Bitches get fucked and bent over. I got shot on the next wife. Y'all don't know but a little bit. My shit ain't been close to told. Always say that I'm losing it, but my soul ain't been close to soul. Angel on my shoulder and that devil in my right hand.
That's a great fucking song, and it is produced by Kuma. I think a little bit more notable, let's try to keep it with artists that are still really affiliated with Psychopathic Records to this day, and that is Big Hoodoo. His debut album, Crystal Skull, kind of a controversy release. It was right after Twisted left. A lot of people felt like Big Hoodoo was supposed to replace Twisted. I don't understand why that connection was ever made. But there are some great standout tracks on there, and they are produced by Kuma. The biggest one being Give It Life. This record goes so fucking hard, and it's produced by Kuma. And probably my favorite track on that album is The Darkness, or The Dark Side.
This is the story about the evil that never dies. When worlds collide, my soldiers ride from the dark side. Dude, can you blow your magic all over me and take me from this life of confusion?
Again, produced by Kuma. So Kuma definitely can produce some shit. Sticking it to Big Hoodoo, the album Asylum, while he did not produce anything on that album, he mixed and mastered that entire album. So if you really like the sound of Asylum, Kuma had a hand in why that sounds so good, because he's the one that did the mixing on it. Now let's talk about two groups and their best album, or my favorite album from them, I should say, a little bit more appropriately. And that is ABK, and that is Dark Lotus. And if you've been subscribed to this channel for a while, you know what those albums are without even me saying it or building up the hype or anticipation for it. That is Medicine Bag, and that is the Opaque Brotherhood. Now, Medicine Bag, in its entirety, not counting the bonus tracks, is produced, mixed, and mastered, engineered, whatever that the technical terms you want to say, but it was mixed, it was produced by Kuma. And that, to me, is ABK's best album to date. I think a lot of people will agree with me on that one. So, Medicine Bag being so fucking good, a lot of it is the fucking music that you're hearing. And it was produced by Kuma. Opaque Brotherhood, there's some production on there by Eric Davey. But the fact that Kuma is on there, and you're going to see the name Kuma, that is still Kuma. They had to change his name for legal reasons. There was an artist out there that was named Kuma, so they added the A on there, and then that artist just disappeared, I guess. So now it went back to being Kuma, but that is Kuma that we all know and love, and he had a hand in that fucking album, which is my favorite Dark Lotus album. He had a hand in making that album sound so fucking good. So, yeah, just a little bit of information for you. My case on why I think Kuma should produce the 6 Jokers card of the second deck. Hey, DC editor guy, that was just a small amount. There's so many more songs that I didn't even mention, and there's so much more that Kuma had a hand in that I didn't even mention. So go do some research and find out just exactly what Kuma was a part of. I think it would be the first album to have full production from Kuma. I personally don't feel like there's been enough songs by ICP produced by Kuma. I didn't fully go look into the Marvelous Missing Link albums. I know there was a lot of Young Wicked and Seven in there, but I assume Kuma did some tracks for the Marvelous Missing Link. But he's had a hand in mixing and mastering a lot of Psychopathic Record albums over the years. I think it's his time to shine. I want to hear a full fucking album with the Clowns and Kuma. Again, I would accept Mike E. Kuma. The two of them together working with the Clowns, I think would be fucking amazing. But the other thing is we already know that the 6 Jokers card of the second deck is supposed to be another exhibit of Shangri-La and Hell's Pit. So there's no reason why we couldn't have Mikey Clark do one of those, and then Kuma do one, and then Mikey Clark do one. Or again, the two of them working together on both would be fucking phenomenal. But I want Kuma to be involved in this. Obviously, he's been mixing for them, and he's been their engineer now since Straight Jacket has broken off and gone and doing his own thing. But I really would like to hear a full album produced by Kuma. And, the songs that I gave you today are examples of why I think Kuma should be. So tell me down below what you guys think. Do you think Kuma should have a shot, or do you just flat out want Mikey Clark back in? We'll take that fucking shot of whether it is good or not. But tell me down below what you guys think. What are some of your favorite Kuma produced tracks? I want you to go do your research. I want you to go back through the Psychopathic albums, and I want you to find a song that is your favorite. And if it's produced by Kuma, I want you to come back here and I want you to tell me down below. Be like, yo, this song by Kuma is fucking fire. Or, this song by such and such produced by Kuma is the shit. And I want to fucking hear Kuma on the 6th. Regardless, I think it would be a great fucking... I think it's time to get something. We need something. Even if it's Nah, fuck it. I'm firm on it. I want Kuma for the 6th. That's it. I'm sticking to it. End of video. Leave your thoughts down below. And thank you guys for watching.